Welcome back to the Burn Bootcamp podcast. My name is Trisha Pena. I'm the Vice President of Marketing here, and this is...
Hello, everybody. Matt Morris, VP of Fitness. Welcome back.
Yes, we're excited to be here. We actually recently did a podcast where we did some rapid fire questions. If you haven't listened to it, go ahead and find it, scroll down through our podcast list. But we really liked the way that the format was, and we got some really good feedback off of it. So we wanted to do it again. This time though, the last time we did it, we had like kind of questions that we didn't know what each other was going to ask each other. This time I'm going to ask Matt questions, and then I'll have my own response too. And then we want to hear what you guys would say as well. And then while you're thinking this, if there's a question that pops in your head that you're just curious for us to talk about, let us know. Are you ready, Matt?
Let's do it. I like these ones. Rapid fire questions. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, let's go. All right. First question. How do you prioritize your workouts?
I have to work out in the morning. I used to be a person that had to work out after work, and I freaking hated it because you get done with work, 8, 9, 10-hour work day, and you take an hour to work out, and you don't get home until 7:30, 8:30 at night, and then you got to go right to bed, and you got to wake up and do it again. So I think I'm a morning person working out. Hey, if you work out in the afternoon, that's great. Yeah. I find I feel the best. I'm more productive during the day if I can start by moving my body. Mm-hmm. I try to at least work out 4 times a week. That's my goal. Sometimes I don't meet my goals. Sometimes I exceed my goal. But if I can get 4 really hard workouts in a 7-day period, I feel really good. So I definitely got to work out in the morning. If there's one day where I have to work out at midday, that's fine. But I really like to get it in, go to work, be productive, come home, relax, and do it again. I like routine. I feel like everyone likes routine, but I'm a creature of habit.
Yep. No, I feel that. I'm also a creature of habit, but I think there's when you have kids and then...
Yeah, sorry. I should have prefaced my answer. I don't have kids, so there should be 0 excuses for me.
Yeah. I mean, but life happens, right? So I think for me, I'm full-time job. I have 3 kids at home. And so if I don't plan my workouts going into the week, then there's a chance that I'm not going to reach my goal. I try and get at least 5 workouts in. That definitely doesn't always happen. It's just the way that I approach the week. So I really go in once the protocol comes out, because obviously I go to Burn Bootcamp. I kind of schedule my workouts in based off my meetings, based off of kids events. Sometimes I have to go at 5:30 in the morning. I'm typically a noon camper. So luckily at HQ, we just get to go right upstairs. So I also feel like it's easy on us to just be able to carve out time and walk upstairs and take camp. So I definitely feel it's a work perk for sure for us at Burn Bootcamp.
Work perk.
But I think, there was a short minute there where I was a stay-at-home mom and the kids' schedules would get all crazy. And one thing that we didn't have before that we have now is Burn on Demand. That would have been so handy back in the day for me, because I know I used to just try and make up my own workouts at home if my kids were sick and I couldn't bring them to child watch. So that's definitely something now that I lean into. If one of my kids is sick, I'll definitely turn on Burn on Demand. So I'm glad that we have that as an option as well. A little plug for Burn on Demand.
So you're saying you literally have to put them on a schedule?
My workouts? Yeah. I literally have to, if I have a noon meeting that I can't move, because I'll move a noon meeting so I can, again, prioritize my workouts. If I can move it,
my noon meetings I schedule.
I'll probably try and move it, right? But if there's something that, we have to do, which happens, then I'll figure out how I can go at 5:30 in the morning. And I'm also not really great at an afternoon workout. I think actually today, I have to do one, and I'm trying to hype myself up. So props to y'all who do those afternoon workouts. They're hard, but if you do want to get in, your workout that day, sometimes that's just what you have to do.
The other reason I like working out early in the morning is I do my best thinking while I work out. Are you that type of person? When I work out, I'm concentrating on what I'm doing, but I literally think about... It's the same thing with airplanes, really, too. I always do my best thinking on airplanes in a workout.
That's interesting. I actually stop thinking during my workouts.
You stop thinking?
I just think about myself and how I'm moving my body.
Oh, I always think about I try to get creative. I don't know. I just do my best thinking while I work out.
That's interesting.
I like it early in the morning, probably because when I wake up, I look at my schedule for the day real quick, and then when I work out, I think about how can I attack those things? So that's another reason why I like working out in the morning. If I did it in the afternoon, I wouldn't be thinking about what I had to do during the day because it'd be over.
Yeah, you would just be thinking about how you can get home to relax.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel that. All right, next question.
Do I ask this one?
No, I'm going to ask you again.
Okay.
How did you learn how to properly fuel your body?
By making a shit ton of mistakes. You can edit that out. I think everyone, when they first working out, they don't know anything. I didn't know anything either. I think when I started first working out, I was a sophomore in high school because we had a weight training class, and all my friends got in that same class, and I was like, yeah, I want to sign up and lift some weights with my friends. But we would read the magazines back in the day. I'm still young, but I just dated myself. There was really no Facebook or Instagram. This is like 2003 maybe. But you just read all these things and you want to do what other people do. And then you quickly realize not everything works for you that it did for other people. So what I found is I made a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes. I think I've made probably the same mistakes that people are watching or listening to this is, don't eat carbs.
Yeah.
Stay away from that. Those are bad, right? You quickly realize like, man, if you don't get them in and you work out pretty hard, you're going to feel like crap. I found that eating more is probably best for you than eating less. So calorie restriction was no good. Carb restriction was no good for me.
Yep.
And the fact that you don't need to stay away from alcohol if you do it in a way that isn't excessive. So I think finding moderation took a long time, but I really learned by making a crap ton of mistakes in the beginning. So, but also understanding that I don't know everything. Like I want to go follow the people that like on Instagram or credible and try things out. If they don't work for you, then try something else out. But making a lot of mistakes helped in the beginning.
Yeah, no, I'm same. I think exactly the same. Magazines were, telling me that I just needed to eat like lean protein and no carbs. And the no carb diet was huge back when I was, I think in college.
Oh, that was like 1996.
Funny. He's not that much younger than me. But for me, education, I think once I learned that I needed to do my own research and follow people that were credible or just like, again, credible resources. And then also how I felt, I think was the biggest thing. Yeah. I talked about this a little bit in a previous podcast, but being super strict with my diet and really trying to like figure out how many calories I was burning a day just actually ended up being worse for me from like an actual body aesthetic perspective. So I just focus on how I feel. And I think also knowing that protein is the most important macronutrient that you need, I always prioritize protein. And then from there, it's like making sure I get my carbs in, and fat doesn't make you fat. So making sure you get your fat in, there's so many benefits from eating fat. So I think really it's just trial and error.
Yeah. I'd say your body's your best barometer.
Yep.
Overall.
All right. Next question. You ready?
Let's go.
Ready? All right. How did you know that you're getting better at working out?
How did I know that I stopped sucking at working out? I would say in the beginning, you're going to be sore. And I was real sore. I still get sore. I think the way I judge myself getting better or progressing at working out is if I feel good during my workouts. And I'm not saying like that feeling good and dying or like breathing hard in a workout is not the same thing. So I think like on strength days, really be able to, I can close my eyes. Actually, this is it. I can close my eyes on any exercise on a strength day and I can feel the muscle either stretching or contracting.
Yep.
That's how I know I've gotten real good at it.
Yep.
And it takes like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of reps to get there. But that's how I know I've got real good at it, where I can close my eyes during an exercise and actually can feel my body working the way it's working inside. So that's how I knew I got better. From a conditioning perspective, I mean, honestly, like you take practical things that you do in real life, like sprinting up the stairs, I don't get winded, or sprinting down the stairs, or playing a pickup game of basketball where you're in a better shape than everyone else. That's how I knew I got better at it. But really on strength days, it's closing my eyes and do it. Try it out. Like there's some exercises that are safe to do that. Like on a glute bridge, when you're down on the ground and the weight's on top, you should close your eyes and feel your glutes working. Mm-hmm. Close your eyes on a bicep curl. You should try and feel your bicep working. That's how I knew I was getting better at it. Yeah.
Well, I think honestly, to give you some credit, you were my trainer for a little bit at Burn Boot Camp Lake Norman. And I remember you saying, like put your hand and feel that feel it working. And I would agree with that. I wouldn't have said that before I heard you just say that, but that makes a lot of sense. Once you start to understand the benefits or what you're actually supposed to be improving in that specific exercise, then you can start to put the mind in the muscle. So I would agree with that. And then I would also say just being able to like lift heavier and also know that I'm doing something with proper form. Yeah. There was so many times when I would do walking lunges or RDLs, and even the RDLs still sometimes mess me up. My form isn't still like perfect on that, but like my lower back would just be killing me. So knowing that I can do now walking lunges without having my lower back hurt and I'm actually doing the move effectively has obviously giving me more confidence. Mm-hmm. And then from a cardio perspective, I love long runs. I don't always have a lot of time to go for a long run, but I'm consistent in the gym. So when I now go for like a 5 or 10 mile run, I can just run. And it's not that I have been running. I could maybe take a month off, but the fact that I can just go for a long 8 mile run or whatever and be fine. That's to me like how I know I've been consistent in the gym because my cardiovascular, like I'm able to keep up with myself. So that's kind of always my gauge is like, I'm going to go for a run and see where I'm at. If I can just run forever, then I feel like, okay, I'm doing pretty good.
I like it.
All right. What is your favorite way to work out?
What's my favorite way to work out? What's my favorite way? I would say it's a feeling for me. That's my favorite way of like, I can get, I'm going to say, how long have I been working out? It's 2023. I said 2000. It's been about 20 years.
You're old.
20 years of working out. So my favorite way now is getting to failure on strength days. That's my favorite way because, again, the year after year after year after working out, the results you get are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So that's my favorite way of working out. And on conditioning days, I better be able not to talk multiple times during a workout.
When's the last time you did a conditioning camp?
Yesterday on live.
Oh, okay. I was trying to call him out.
Yeah, calling me out. But that's my favorite way. That might not be your favorite way, but I like intensity. If I'm going to go in there, I think of it as an investment with my money. It's with my body. Mm. So if I don't max out that investment for my workout, then I'm not going to get the return of it later on. So, and the investment's your time, obviously, and your body's going to work. So, man, I better max the crap out of that. And that's through failing with heavy weights and just pushing my body as hard as I can on conditioning days where it's hard to talk and hold a conversation like we are now.
Yeah. No, that's a good answer. I'm actually going to take a protocol approach to this. My favorite way is, well, I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be protocol. It's format. Drop set. So in camp, we do a lot of drop sets.
For strength days or for conditioning?
I think for both, because for me, it's mentally, it's like, if I can get through the hardest reps, the hardest part first, then I'm like, I can do the next part, which is a little bit lower. And so mentally, it just helps me get through those hard reps. And then it makes me feel stronger at the end. And I feel more accomplished. So I like either strength or cardio drop set every day, all day long. All right. Like this is a bonus question for you.
Oh.
I'm not going to answer this one. This is just a special Matt question, Matt Morris special. Okay. What is one thing you know to be true, but the fitness industry doesn't want to admit it?
You're going to feel great all the time. You are not. And I still don't feel great some days, and you got to show up anyway. I think, especially when you start lifting weights and you do it over and over and over again, you're going to have some aches and pains. Like I get aches and pains all the time, or my hip for one day or a week doesn't feel great, or my knee doesn't feel great, or my lower back is on fire. There's going to be times where you don't feel great. And what you see now, either on social media, is like these people working out and they're doing it with a smile on their face. And that's all the good stuff, which is fine. You're going to feel great some days, but there's going to be days and weeks and even months maybe at a time where you don't feel great.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to realize if you stop working out, you're just going to feel like crap longer. So go on the days you don't feel great. And I still have to remind myself to do that. And you're going to get banged up along the way. But if you take care of yourself from a sleep perspective and you eat the proper foods, that's not going to last forever. So I just wanted to say that because I get aches and pains all the time and I do things right all the time. It's just going to happen. So I don't want you to think if you're starting your fitness journey, that's just going to be rainbows and unicorns all the time. It ain't going to be that. It ain't going to be that. So trust the process, show up on days you don't feel great. And, if you accept that early, then you'll have a pretty good, successful life in your fitness journey.
That's great. I think trust the process. That's awesome. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, guys.
That's it. Oh, I'll take us out.
All right.
I can't wait till we can see somebody and they can take us out.
Yeah.
But I'll do it for right now.
Do you want to tell them how they can find us first?
Oh, absolutely. Right. If you guys are listening on Spotify, YouTube, hit subscribe, share this podcast if you're there on Apple Podcasts as well. And we'll be back with another one shortly. 2 claps on 2, 1, 2.
Bye.